Well, good Wednesday morning to everybody. Trucker Todd here, and time for another video. Alright folks, recently we did a video where we talked about what you need to come to orientation at Dart Transit. Since that time, I had something happen this week, or actually it happened last week, but the guy that it happened to contacted me yesterday and we were talking about it, and he said, I think that'd make a great video. And I said, I do too. I said, you did a lot of things that I thought were really smart, and I'd like to talk about it if you don't mind. I said, I had thought about it, but I wanted to run it by you first. And I said, can I use your name in the video? He said, sure. So in this video, we're going to talk about James. I'm still not going to give his last name. I'm sure he'll comment below. But we're going to talk about James and how he selected a truck here at orientation at Dart Transit. What should you look for? What should be your hard lines? If it doesn't have this, I'm not going to take it. And what should you be willing to overlook? In this video, we're going to talk about it. So let's cue up the music and jump into today's topic. Here we go.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down. Flying by these road signs with home on my mind, with these wheels turning round. For my family and for my kids, for this life I want to live. And this is why I do this.
Alrighty, we're back. Let's do the housekeeping stuff that we always do. Make sure and give this video a thumbs up. Share this video on your social media platforms. Look right below, look down right below this video. Select subscribe. Wait a few seconds. Good grief, seconds. Click that bell. Then a few seconds later, all will pop up. Select all, and then you'll be notified when future videos come out. That's really important to help the channel, along with sharing it like I mentioned previously. After you do that, look further down in the description below. You'll see my email, my Instagram, my Facebook. Join me on those other platforms. Sometimes we put content there that does not make it to the YouTube channel. As you guys know, I love it here at Dart Transit. If you'd like to know more about working at Dart Transit, contact my recruiter in the description below and give her my driver number of 58180. Tell her you've been watching Trucker Todd on YouTube. That's also a big help to me. If she's not there, leave her a voicemail. She'll get back to you just as soon as she can. If you're working with another recruiter, no harm, no foul. But do the same thing. Give them that driver number of 58180. Tell them about Trucker Todd on YouTube. Almost all of them know who I am unless they're brand new. But I really prefer that you work with the one that I've got listed in the description. I've had real good success with her. Getting back to people, following up with people, answering all their questions, and give them a smooth transition into Dart Transit. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about a guy that did exactly that, James. And what James did, he contacted that recruiter, did his application, then he contacted me. He said, hey, Trucker Todd, I just did my application, and I went through the recruiter. And I've been talking to him since then, doing a little bit of mentoring. We've kind of become friends. But when he was going through the application process, I asked him, what kind of truck are you looking for? And he said maybe a KW, because that's what he was in. He was at FedEx. He had a really nice KW. And he said, but I don't want a 10-speed. And I absolutely don't want a red one. Now, in the back of my mind, I didn't say nothing, but I was kind of worried because you never know what truck selection's going to be. Dart has a lot of trucks right now, but because of the chip shortage that's affecting pretty much everything electronic, it's really hard to get trucks. And so they've got a lot that are sitting with parts on back order. You remember recently I broke down in Oregon, and I had to wait a couple of days for parts when they were saying 1 to 3 weeks. They told me at that shop there was one that had been sitting there for 2 months, and this was at a Kenworth dealer. So I wasn't sure what the truck selection was going to be like when I went to orientation 14 months ago. We got a list of, and I think mine was 2 or 3 pages long, of all the trucks in the country available, and you could select which one you want. But anyway, James gets to orientation, and he narrows it down to 3 trucks, and he says, I don't know which one to get. Says, I'm kind of leaning towards this one. It's got some cosmetic issues, but it's the 10-speed I didn't want. And guess what, Trucker Todd? It's red. And I said, well, what are you going to do? Because you do have the option at orientation to travel to a different location if there's not any trucks you like at the location you're at. He said, you know, Todd, everything else is great about it. He said, here's what's wrong with it. It's got a few nicks and scratches, as a used truck would. One of the mirror covers did not match the other one. One of them was red, and then on the driver's side, it was either black or missing. I'm not sure on that. I think it might have been missing. And I said, well, you can talk to the shop about it. I said, usually they won't do cosmetic, but they might. He said, you know, I've been looking on Amazon. I think I'm just going to order some chrome ones. He said, because if you get the factory ones, you have to get them painted. And I was like, you know what? That's actually not bad, because the hood mirrors, I forget what they call them, the convex mirrors or whatever that are out on the hood fenders, have a chrome cap on them. If he did the ones on the door, it would match those, and it would still look good, and it's relatively cheap to do. It's $150, $200, I think. And he said, I'm going to live with the nicks and scratches. But it had a 10-speed transmission, which he said he absolutely didn't want. And it was red, which he absolutely didn't want. And so he overlooked those things for the greater good. Now, why is that important? Well, at the previous company I worked at, I had a guy that refused to work for the company. Now, he was making like $500 or $600 a week. And at the previous company I was at, he was going to make roughly 2 to 3 times that at the previous company of what he was making. You know, he's going to make $1,500, $2,000 a week. And he didn't like that truck because it had a window. It didn't have a window in the sleeper, and he wanted a truck with a window in the sleeper. And I asked the guy point blank, I said, so you're willing to keep working for half the money or possibly a third of the money just because the truck you're going to get at this company doesn't have a window in the sleeper? And he said yes. And I had another guy, previous company too. I haven't had these issues with Dart. He wanted a, I forget what color truck, like a purple or black truck, and all they had was a white one. And he wasn't going to come to work just because of the color of the truck. And it's real simple to see how people can get hung up on little details that don't make you money. I've had guys that refused to go to work at companies because the truck didn't have leather seats or the truck didn't have chicken lights. Those are things that you can add to the truck on your own. I recommend doing it after you pay it off, but they're not things that don't make you money or that make you money. There's a company right now, we all know who they are. They have about 350 trucks. They advertise everywhere, that has probably the nicest trucks on the road. Almost show quality trucks. And they always do these big ads about, oh, you can get this pretty truck after 90 days. But you know what they never mention? They never mention paying the truck off. And what they do is they try to keep you in a new shiny truck where you work your tail off and you make very little money. Now, I've had some drivers contact me from that company, and they're like, Todd, I'm not making the money they said I would. Or they're doing funny business with taking out my truck payments. And I said, yeah, you're trading income for truck quality. You know, it's like living in a mansion. Could I live in a mansion or a very large house instead of in my camper? Sure, but I'd have a lot less discretionary income if I did that. We're all allotted a certain amount of money. We're all allotted a certain amount of things, and it's what your priority is. And if your priority is having an exact truck with exact features, you can get it. There's companies that'll give it to you, but you're going to do it at a cost. It's going to cost you somewhere else. And so I've mentioned to that company several times. When I see their ads, I'll comment. And I say, yeah, nice trucks, but you never mention paying it off. Does anybody actually pay the truck off? You know what? They've never answered me, because most guys see the shiny object and go after it, and they don't ever think about, hey, paying this off, am I going to be able to make a living wage while I drive that truck? And that company is hoping that you drive it a year and a half or 2 years and hop out of it. Because if they get 2 or 3 guys to do that, then after that second or third guy, they're at the end of their lease or however they've got their financing set up, and they'll just trade the truck in, and it's loaded out, and so they won't have any problem getting a good resale value on it. And by the second or third driver, they've made their money on the truck. So it's a win-win for them, but it's not necessarily a win-win for the driver. And that's what really impressed me about James. I told him this yesterday, is that he didn't get the exact truck he wanted. There was, I'm sure if you compared his wish list to what he actually wanted, there's several things that you'd find differences in. But what he did do was get the truck that was best for his business and that he felt like he could make the most money in. And now he's calling me usually once a day, or at the very least every other day, and he's like, man, Trucker Todd, I'm loving this. I'm happy. Things are great. My stress is way down, was another comment he made. And so that's why I do this. You guys, sure, I love it when y'all give my driver number and I get a referral bonus. Sure, I love it when I'm able to help you guys, but I most love it when I get these phone calls or these emails. Thanks, Trucker Todd, you helped me out a lot. Or, after watching this video, I'm doing a lot better. And so, speaking of that, I need to get off of here. I got to take a shower and get my hair cut today. And my wife's leaving town for Indiana in the morning. And I'm probably going to leave either tomorrow or Friday, probably Friday, and get back to work. But you guys have a great day. Hopefully we'll have a video for Friday. As I said, this guy suggested this video, and it's one I'd been kind of thinking about anyway. If you've got any video suggestions, leave them in the comments below or shoot me an email, and who knows, your video or your comment might be what we talk about next. Have a great day. Bye-bye.